Samuel Moyer, Austria, and Hao Chen, China, Markus Meyer to Great Britain, Elias Inglichos, Latvia, Eisen Vogt to
Job's not done.
Kilometri stundā. Ar labāko ātrumu šodien sacensībās izcēlēs Aifens Zūtīs.
Siguldu šonedēļ nogalina pēc jau vakar pie Līgas ceturtdienā, trešos vakarā izējām sacensības skeletonā dāmā, un tāpat jau iepriekšējā apstākļā postnodēļ redzēsim papildus sacensības šeit Siguldā šajā nedēļas rokā. Sprāja nedēļas rokā, un vēl sportiskiem labus rezultātus un krastā laboratorijas.
Cancellation, field start for Programm, 1 minute atlaide, start no 1 minūte. Lūdzu visiem atbrīvot trasi. Pirmais atklājas gatavo startam, field Programm is getting ready. Lūdzu visiem atbrīvot trasi, everyone clear track, please. Lūdzu visiem atbrīvot trasi, everyone clear track, please. Startam gatavojas atklājas.
Welcome back to Sigulda in Latvia, the track with the elevated start that needs an elevator to get up to it. We are ready for the second heat, day one of the Men's Skeleton World Cup here. This is race 3 of the World Cup for the men, making up for the missing race that didn't happen in Innsbruck, and they will race again on Saturday afternoon. Welcome back, Martin Haven, Tuffy Latour, ready for the action in the second heat. And after an entertaining time in the first run, in third place, just 300ths out of silver, is Jung Seung-gui of Korea. Now, he's only 900ths ahead of Chu Haifeng of China, and there is a tightly packed field behind him. With one hand perhaps on a medal, also Yin Cheng of China, bronze last year, gold the year before, and he is 300ths ahead of Jung. But there is a sizable margin to the race leader, and that is the fastest starter and our reigning world champion, the World Cup points leader, Matt Weston, with the fastest getaway and with the fastest run as well, to the tune of over 0.6 of a second. And in a sport that's measured to the 100th for a very good reason, 0.6 is a lifetime. Now, he won't consider that the job is done until he crosses the line with the number 1 still in his hand. But it is a sizable advantage, and Tuffy, in a field that's actually really quite tightly spread behind him, there's 0.4 from second to 10th. To be 6,500ths in front is a big, big lead.
Yeah, that was a great run by Matt. Great start. He really took what his coach, Martin Stukers, told him to do and really applied it that first run.
Christopher Grotehair, the Olympic champion, down in 19th place. Last race in Lillehammer, 21st, was his second worst ever in his entire World Cup career. From Jacob Salisbury on down, the remaining sliders don't get a second heat, and so it is the fast 25 that go through. Little bit about Grotehair. He's had a tough start to the season with a calf injury. Lillehammer only 21st place. His worst ever race result in a race that he finished was 23rd in St. Moritz in January 2014. So 11 seasons ago, since, in fact, nearly 12 seasons ago now, since he had his worst ever result. And that was the only time that he has failed to make the cut for the second heat. I did worry that that might be the case today, but he has made the cut. He's still not starting strongly, but he hasn't forgotten how to drive, has he?
He has not. And, you know, as we prepare to go into this second run, he's got a good draw. So we should see him move up the ranks.
Yeah.
If we see the classic Christopher Grotehair.
Yeah, he's going off 7th in the reverse order, which means he should have fairly decent ice. It will get frostier as the race progresses and the track will slow down. So, yeah, he coming now from 19th could well end up with a top 10 finish, and that would do his second half of the season a world of good. So race 3 of the Men's Skeleton World Cup in Sigulda. Starting off this second heat, Yaroslav Lavrenyuk, the teenager from Ukraine, 25th after the first heat.
487.
All right, started 483 in the first heat, so just a fraction slower. And the Ukraine team spent a lot of time here training pre-season, so he will have had countless runs down this track.
Yeah, this is a great track for him. You could see his speeds from the first heat, 114. See if he can match those this heat and try to sneak into the top 20.
Yeah, that would be a good result for Yaroslav, his best result on this track. A 35th place finish last year.
115.48, very good speed. A little late into 16.
Had a tap off corner 15 as well, and it's a 51.57. Wow. And that's 0.6 quicker, 5,500s quicker than his first run. And that's the difference between 24th and frosty ice and first off and a nice polish after the spritz between the runs.
Yeah, better speed and just that 0.7 difference, or 0.6 difference.
Yeah.
Nice load, smooth onto the sled. You know, 400 slower at the start this run, but he put it together.
Yeah, you'll take that for the better ice conditions.
You can see how relaxed he is coming off of 11.
And again, look, you can see the shine on the ice. That's not going to last for very long. Next up, Dan Barefoot. Must have had a worrying few moments. 27th in the start draw, and he was close to the drop zone, but made it through into the second heat. Dan's best result, a 23rd place finish here, so one away from a personal best.
Yeah, Dan's hoping to improve on the start here and move up the order.
21st at the start, 477 in the first heat.
Another good load. 74.
And he does that thing that looks so hard to do, is he stays really close to and parallel with the sled when he's sprinting, and that helps to build the energy.
Yeah, it keeps his center of mass over the sled. He's got a 3/10 lead, a little rough in the 6. He's really got to melt into this sled and really let that go. Nice. Good speed.
Yeah,
this is a good run so far by Dan.
Over 57 miles an hour. They'll be topping 73 down at the bottom.
All right, melt into it. He can nail 15 here. That's better than his first heat. He's building that speed going through the Kreisel.
He's only raced here 4 times before, and a 4200s lead. That's a really good second heat. That's a second quicker toughie.
Yes. That was a much better run by Dan. See him slide off the sled there as he hits those pads at the end of the run. But better start, 300s at the top, and then a second at the bottom. Yeah, you see Dan here. He did a better job of just not overreacting and just slowly getting it over into 15, and a much better 15.
Probably much less pressure inside as well. You know, when you start 27th and only the fast 25 go through, you know you've got to really perform. He's got that safety margin that he made it through the cut, so now anything else is a bonus.
Yes.
All right. And that will help him tomorrow, coming into tomorrow's race, that he made the cut today. And it's the same with all these guys that did make the cut. There'll be a fraction less desperation, maybe, when they start tomorrow's first run. So Vincent Buff, the older of the 2 sliding Buff brothers who are here. 23rd place after the first heat. 26th fastest start, a 488.
Let's see what Vincent can do.
All right, a whisker slower and 1600s behind Dan Barefoot. He only had 300s in hand.
Yeah, he's got good form. He was off late as well on that first heat. And he had a better transition 5 to 6 than Dan did.
He builds speed well, and you'll see that down lower in the track. There you go, top speed so far.
Yeah, that was another good 11 to 12, 12 to 13. So he's picking off 100th here, 100th there. About the same speed as Dan.
But that mistake out of 15 is going to cost him. He was down to a 10th behind. Is he going to get him at the line? He doesn't. Oh, hello, Dan's found a friend in the leader's box.
Yeah, you see those mistakes out of 15 going uphill into 16. They're going to cost you, especially when the field is this tight.
So Dan Barefoot leads with 22 to go. And good height, but just came down a little too early. And that means that as you start to...
trying to stay on there.
Yeah, you start to exit, but centrifugal force has not finished with you. Pushes the sled out wide.
Yeah, see how much corner he's got left.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Not as bad as Freya Tarbit yesterday, who rolled over onto her back, but yeah. So Dan Barefoot equaling his 2 previous best races at the moment as he remains in the leader's spots. Next up, Florian Auer came last in the field of 32 from the 29th best start and drove himself into 22nd position.
Yeah, quick turnaround for Florian from the first heat to the second heat. Yeah. Last off and then essentially 4th off this second heat.
Well, doesn't allow you time to cool down.
No.
Or to overthink it too much.
See if he can improve on that first heat. Yes.
Yeah.
500s.
Yeah, that's a big start difference. 488 to 493.
Yeah, certainly puts him back into the mix.
So tied with Dan Barefoot. When the numbers are blue, he's tied. When they're red, he's behind. Plus is not an advantage. If they go green, then he'll be sneaking into the lead. The gap comes down to 500s.
And the second fastest speed. He's looking, that's a very nice transition. Again, look at that right there, out of 14 into 15. Excellent finish, excellent exit of 15.
Yeah, a mile an hour quicker than anybody else. Really good run. So 51.96 in the first heat, 50.82 in the second. Same man. Same man, same sled.
He's very happy with that run.
Yeah, so he should. Now, Dan Barefoot is half a second behind him, but Barefoot might yet pick up a spot or two. Not everybody is going to improve as much as Florian Auer.
No. And Florian's experience comes from that famous Auer sliding family. His brother and his father both did the sport.
Yeah. And that rigid discipline of Innsbruck, where it's a starter's track, it's very short, and you have to be absolutely on point with everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's stoked. He could be hanging around in the leader's box for a while, unless teammate Alexander Schlinder has something to say about it. Alex in 21st place, and he was 22 hundredths ahead.
Yeah, he also had a decent first run.
Yeah. So sled being laid on the ice as the 30-second clock starts. Coach Mickey Grunberger starts quicker than his teammate by a couple of tenths normally. 4.70 first heat. 4.72. Yeah, okay. So 1600s faster than Florian Auer. He's in the green to start with.
Yeah, so far so good. Half a second up. And so far he's got a decent run going.
And again, 23rd start draw, so much quicker ice, and they have to adapt to that, the fact that sled's getting onto the corners higher speed than they're used to.
Absolutely. But really good through 11, 12, 13. And the fastest speed there, second fastest here. It's pretty clean, a little late in the 16.
6/10 of advantage. It's going to be enough at the line for sure. 50.66. And he takes the lead away from his teammate Florian Auer.
Very good run. You see him fly off.
Uncomfortable dismount, but I guess you'll take it at that stage. Yeah, it looks like he was. But he should be a lot happier with that run. He was disappointed with his first heat. It got away from him below corner 11. It's physical.
Yes. No brakes on these sleds.
Yeah. And he had a big hit in the first heat coming out of 14 or 15.
Yes.
And he was rubbing his thigh, wasn't he? Ow. Because as you can see, all the protection that the athlete has, when the sled hits the wall, the athlete hits the wall.
You see how late he is going into 16 in that height at the beginning, in a second wave, but
didn't fight it. Got nosebleed as well. That's probably from the dismount, isn't it?
Yes.
Next up, Lucas Neidegger, one of our 2 Youth Olympic champions. He won his gold medal in Samoritz in 2020.
Yeah, Lucas can slide.
Yep.
Looking to improve on that 4.97 start.
I'm not sure he's normally only 30th in the field at the start. 4.90, so that is better.
Yeah, 700's better. Much, that's going to bode him well at the bottom of the track. He's 2100's back.
Yeah, Schlinder started 1800s quicker. And
let's see what his speed is here. His third fastest speed.
Ooh. It's not going in the right direction. And Schlintner was very clean at the bottom.
Yeah, he had a rough transition, 13 to 14. Only third fastest there.
Well, clean out of 15 should help build the speed. He's not going to take the lead. Will he be second ahead of Florian Auer? He is. So Alexander Schlintner stays in the leader's box. Again, 62 hundredths quicker. That's not just he suddenly discovered the magic secret about driving the track. It's just that everything is working a little better because the track is not slowing him down so much.
Yeah, and they're a couple kilometers an hour faster as well down the track. So
yeah.
Very nice right here, good form. Nice and relaxed on his sled. Lets the sled come around 15. Just melts into that sled.
So Lucas Nidegger is in second place. Alex Schlintner holds the lead as we get to our reigning Olympic champion, Christopher Grohe. Started the season with a bad calf strain and has had a tough year so far. Lillehammer, his worst World Cup result since January 2014. Samaritz, that race was the only one where he failed to make the cut. Now then, 19th after the first heat, 1.75 seconds off the lead, but Grohe can produce speed.
72, so better to his first heat start.
Yep, a couple of hundreds quicker. Let's see what a faster track will do for him.
Yeah, I think this is going to do him well. 1900s up. Looks really good through the upper half of the corners. In the 10. Nice, second fastest speed.
And his first heat wasn't a disaster. It's never been his best track. He's not had a medal here. Oh, he has. He's had one medal here.
Yeah, he looks good coming out of 14, but yeah, he's only the third fastest speed.
Ooh, he's going to be close to Alexander Schlintner. Should just have enough to take the lead, and does.
50-61.
All right, but it's not the massive advantage that I thought it was going to be. He is still very nearly a second quicker than his first heat.
Yep.
But I thought he might really drive away from Alex Schlintner, and he didn't. And that actually shows what a good run Schlintner had, because he was 18 hundredths ahead of Alex in the first heat, only 23 hundredths at the end of the second.
Yeah. It seems like Chris is just kind of forcing it a little bit in some of these corners, but this is where the experience pays off. He's nice and relaxed on the sled right here in the straightaways.
And after tomorrow, he goes away to have a relax for a week and not strain that muscle again. And then when we come back in the second part of the season, Winterberg, Samaritz, Altenburg. 2 German tracks, and Samaritz where he's been on the podium each one of the last 3 seasons. So what is coming towards him is much better than what's in his rearview mirror.
The second half is setting up nice for him.
Yep. Lucas Defaye of France started 26th fastest, came down in 18th place. He is a silky smooth slider. And again, from Latvian, a real technical driver's track where you are so busy all the time.
And we'll see what Lucas can do here at the start. He was 88 at the first heat, 484, so he's helping himself out there.
Yep.
Let's see what he's got. A little tap as he went into 4, and rough transition 5 to 6. So he's 37 hundredths behind and only the 8th fastest speed. So he had a good draw the first heat. He was 14th off, and we're starting to see how these top guys that were in the back of the field are starting to move up ahead of these other guys in the middle of the field.
6th best speed, so he's not the slowest sled at the moment. He's only the 8th man down, but he drops 4 spots to 5th place,
yes,
behind Florian Auer.
Yeah, so he's almost equaled his. He's just 0.3, 25 hundredths faster than his first heat.
Yeah, so the margin's not quite as big. And decent conditions. 14th down in the first heat, 7th off in the second, 8th off in the second, not too bad.
He had a good load. He was 400ths faster at the start and just made a few mistakes at the top of the run. See him tapping the toe right there. That's, you want to build the speed and avoid any toe taps if you can, especially in the straightaways.
And especially when you're 3,200ths down to the leader on the start alone. So his battle isn't with Matt Weston, it's with previous versions of Lucas Defaye. Now Kim Ji-soo, third fastest starter, 12th out of the start house, so relatively decent ice, but a run that didn't gel for him, ended up in 17th place.
Yeah, Ji-soo was 12th off the first heat, has an excellent start.
2,200ths ahead of Christopher Groothair, so decent margin. And he will add to that with a much quicker start than the German. 468. All right, that's a 10th off his first start, 458.
Yeah, and I didn't see anything wrong with that. So to be a 10th off at the start is very odd. He's 3/10 up right now on the leader. Ooh, very rocky transition into 9. 4th fastest speed. That mistake up there might cost him here at the bottom. He's 1,200ths. Yeah, he lost it in that transition into 9 to 10.
Slowest sled so far, the lowest speed.
And he's behind.
Now, does he drop behind Alex Schlindner? No, he doesn't. Sneaks in front of him, 51.10.
But only 1,400ths faster than his first run.
Yeah. That should have been quite a lot quicker.
Yeah, Ji-soo took that rough transition into 9. Ooh, something happened.
Yeah.
He's got a cramp.
He has got cramp, hasn't he? Yeah, he's got cramp in the calf, or...
That explains the start.
Yeah.
And then if you've got a cramp like that going down the run, it's not easy to relax and really melt into that sledge because you've got to hold those legs up.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can see it right here.
I think what happens when you wake up in bed and you've got cramp.
Yes.
You can just lie there. Yeah. I wonder if he just pulled or tweaked something. Either way, it will have been burning.
It looks more like a cramp the way he's walking right now.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be able to walk like that if he pulled something.
Yeah, that's that warming up that they all do so meticulously to avoid exactly those issues. Next up then, Mattia Gaspari, 16th after the first of our 2 heats. Or let's say first of 4, although we're going to reset the field slightly differently for tomorrow than we would do in the Olympics.
That looked like a great start, 81.
Yeah. 481, 482 in the first heat.
That is one of the best sliders on tour. You can see how smooth he is through these transitions. He's just building speed. Really nice so far, but only 5th fastest speed.
Yeah, a couple of little hard take-ons, maybe not quite as fluent as he would like.
2,600ths.
He's starting to build that advantage again. Top speed.
Wow.
72.9 miles an hour and still building speed to the line. He'll have the lead by 4/10.
Wow, that's a great run.
Yep. Not many days you'll outdrive Christopher Groothair by 4/10 of a second over 2 heats.
Yeah, he's a kilometer faster in his speed. And yeah, that would have put him second fastest speeds in the first heat. So,
and let's put this into context. He's also starting a 10th slower than Groothair on both starts.
Yes.
So that's a cumulative 2/10 he loses to Groothair in just the start.
Yeah,
So,
the form on the sled, his head is so low to the ice. He just stays relaxed. You can see right there the sled is moving left to right, and he's just letting the sled run.
yeah.
And that's where he builds that speed.
Yeah. You are the damper on the sled to stop it chattering on the ice, and the more relaxed you are, the better the sled rides. Mattia Gaspari leads after the first 10 sleds. Race 3 of the IBSF Men's Skeleton World Cup, Sigulda in Latvia, the second heat, and our first 10 sleds are down. In 15th after the first run, Austin Florian of the USA, tied with race leader Matt Weston for the fastest start, 4:56. You only have to look at him, you don't need the clock to know that he's a fast starter.
52,
wow.
That is great start by Austin.
Yeah. And we're still 900s away from the all-time start record set a couple of years ago by Yan Cheng of China.
Austin's having a little rough go through 2, 3, 4. But he's holding fifth fastest speed, same as Mattia. Good transition, 14 to 15, 2600s up. He's about 3 kilometers down to Mattia. It's going to be tight at the line here.
Yeah, in the red at the line, yes, by 2/10. Wow, that lead evaporated fast on the run. So he slips behind, still ahead of Christopher Grotehair by 2/10, but 2/10 behind Mattia Gaspari.
You can see right here, he's in 11, a little too high at that first pressure. You can see it pull him back up. He's laid off, takes that tap in late transition into 12. Exit of 14 is better. And he's trying to stay nice and relaxed. He's tempted to tap that toe, but he holds off on it.
It's been one of his better tracks, best result of 5th place here. Not going to match that today. Mattia Gaspari leads then as we get to our 14th place slider in the first heat. Vladislav Heraskevich of the Ukraine has just 1/10 of a second in hand. Now, Gaspari started 4:82 in the first heat. Vlad 4:80, so very similar start speed.
Yeah, this is a great track for Vlad.
Yeah, this is where he learned to drive. Ooh. Just as well that happened in the set rather than as he launched off the block.
This looks a little bit more explosive off the start, 77.
Yep. So he adds 400s to his advantage over Mattia Gaspari.
And this is where the experience on the track pays off in these upper corners.
Gap's coming down a little.
See if you can thread down through. Yeah, very nice. Second fastest speed.
And now he's starting to extend that advantage again. Bit of a skid there, though.
13, 14 looks very nice. 14, yeah, he's building on his. See what this top speed is, 117.64.
73 miles an hour.
It's a great run by Vlad.
Yep.
50.56.
All right, compared to 51.02, so very nearly half a second quicker.
The track's holding up over these first, 11 sleds.
Yep.
We're seeing the track is holding up, unlike last night.
Yep. And again, when we get to the women's race this evening, or this afternoon, that might be a bit of an issue as well.
You see that slip at the start, but he resets himself and
yep.
puts himself into 300s faster start. It's a good load right there by Vlad.
Yeah, hurling yourself downhill onto the sled, just adding that extra bit of momentum to it. And out of 14, nice and clean.
We'll see what Axel can do here.
Yeah, Axel Jung, again, this has not historically been a great track for the Germans. They don't spend any time here pre or post season, so they come once a year. And that makes it for the Germans particularly, it's a little bit like sliding in North America.
Yeah.
You only do it when there's a race on.
Exactly.
So 4:66 first heat.
62.
Yeah.
Much better start.
I wonder if the start is just running a little freer at the moment.
Well, you know, he's only got 200s up on Vlad. Vlad just had a great run, so he's trying to keep up to him. 2,900s in the lead. Let's see what he does through the labyrinth. You can see the difference between Vlad and Axel there through that labyrinth. Lead into 12. 13, 14 looks good. And a skid out of 14. 1,700s behind. 2 kilometers down.
Yep. Speed has gone, hasn't it? From 500s up, he's going to be in the red at the line. Doesn't have the speed. Not by much, but by enough. So Vladislav Heraskevich moves up. Vlad's best result on this track previously has been a 6th place finish. What's Axel's best? 8th. And that was in the first World Cup here in December 2018. I guess that's when almost nobody knew the track well.
Nobody.
Apart from the Latvians. And Ukraine.
Yes.
And the Russians, because they all trained here as well. So Sigulda was actually built for the Soviet Union. Their early bobsled and skeleton and luge athletes in the Olympics were all from Latvia.
Yes. In fact, the construction company that built the Sarajevo track also built this track here.
Yeah. Now then, Lin Chen-wei, the first of our 4 Chinese athletes, 3rd fastest at the start, just 200s off the quickest starters, 4:58 getaway, came down in 12th place. And if he can tidy up even one mistake from the first heat, he'll go quicker.
Absolutely.
Of course, he'll invent another couple on the way down, but that's the nature of sport, right?
Let's see at the start. 60.
All right, a couple of hundreds slower than his first heat. Heat down to 2.
Really nice through there. Good transition into 6.
And again, not exactly home ice because they've got Beijing, but this is a place where they spend a lot of time pre-season.
Yes. So they got runs down this track. It's a matter of building that speed, building off those experiences. He's working hard there in the 15.
Yeah.
It's 3 kilometers down. It's going to be tight at the finish.
Speed's all gone. Now, how far does he fall? Axel Jung's only 500s back. Mattia Gaspari, 1900s back. He ties with Gaspari.
Yeah, you can see there, if you work too hard, 14 to 15, you're going to lose that top-end speed. And you come out at 15 and you start going uphill, and you just don't carry that speed to give you that result at the finish. And he knows it. Right there in the 13. It's not too bad. A little bit late, but the transition 13 to 14 is okay.
Yeah, but he'd started to bleed speed all the way down and then steering hard.
Yeah, just not trusting it. Just really needs to melt into the sled there, and he's trying to maneuver it over and get into 15 early.
So 1 World Cup, 1 Europe Cup race here. Not the most experienced of the Chinese sliders. And he slips into joint 3rd place. So we have our first dead heat. This track has produced a lot of dead heats. Next up, Amadeo Banis of Italy. Only the 13th fastest start, 4:66. Banis used to be among the top 3 or 4 starters in the field a couple of seasons ago when he was winning silver medals in the World Championships in San Moritz.
Let's see if he can improve on this. Looks better than the first heat. 61.
All right. It's an improvement, and it should help multiply his speed down the track.
Now he's just got to relax and really melt into that sled and drive the way he did a couple seasons ago. So far, it looks really nice. Weaved his way through the labyrinth. 2nd fastest speed.
Yep. Building an advantage over Vladislav Heraskevich, but steering hard there.
3/10 going down into 15, 7th fastest speed.
It's come down from 4/10. There's not much ice left.
Ooh, and late in.
Should just have enough. Does he at the line? No! 0.03 of a second back, which is less hard to take than 100th, but still a tiny margin.
You can see how important that entrance into 16 is. You go in late, you really scrub off a lot of speed. You got to steer harder at the beginning, and he knows it. He knows he lost it down there in the last couple corners.
Well, it's going away by then, but big height in 15. Oh, but he's working hard, isn't he?
Working very hard.
Yeah.
See, as he comes down, those forces are pulling him to the left. And he stays left all the way down into 16.
Yeah, fighting the sled all the way. Vladislav Heraskevich is our race leader. 10 to go here. Let's see who comes out on top.
Yeah, Rasmus at a slight lead over Vlad. But he was third off that first
yeah.
heat, so we'll see.
Well, in our remaining 10 sleds, the lowest of the starters was Felix Kaisinger, who's 9th. He started 17th. And the local hero, Emils Indriksson, started 13th. But even Matt Weston, the race leader, he started 10th and then came down over 6/10 clear of everybody. So even again, and it seems like it's reflecting what happened in the women's race yesterday. If you have a good, clean run, then the track doesn't slow you down so much.
Yes.
It's a great opportunity for Rasmus Vestergaard Johansson, the Excel spreadsheet breaking name. 13th place, his previous best on this track. So if he just holds where he is, then that will be a big PB here.
Yeah, we got a slight break waiting for him to start.
Yep. Vladislav Heraskevich enjoying some time in the leader's box. Vlad's best ever finish on this track has been a 6th place in 8 World Cup starts. So for a tiny nation, Denmark has a male and a female skeleton slider and a female bobsleigh driver as well. So suddenly, over the last couple of years, the program has come from an absolute flat line, and now they just need to have a male bobsleigh team starting, and suddenly they've got all the bases covered.
Yeah, they've got a young program, and they're really making vast improvements over the years.
Yeah. And it seems that this young slider, they have got somebody who's got real potential.
Huge potential. And a good competitive start.
Final 10 sleds, World Cup number 3 for men's skeleton in Sigulda in Latvia. Rasmus Johansson, the Dane, on the start line. Martin Haven and Tuffy Latour watching the action with you. A fast starter, super competitive, well coached, highly motivated.
68, so tied his first heat, that's good.
And he slides well. He's on German equipment, and he's got German coaching as well. So the Danes going to and paying for the best that they can find.
Yeah, he had a rough transition, 4 to 5. They're only the 13th fastest speed, so he made a couple mistakes up top, and it shows in the speed. He might just be trying just a little bit too hard right now. Skid, yeah.
But only 400s back at this stage. The speed, however, has gone away.
Yeah, he's going to move back quite a few spots.
Yeah. Across the line in 6th place, only the 11th fastest run. And again, maybe just a little over tight and just pushing it everywhere.
Yeah, just a little tight on the sled, absolutely. But he started off good. He had a good start. Good load into the sled.
Well, he was only 2/10 away from a top 6 finish.
Yeah, you can see this exit of just too early into 14.
Yeah.
And here on the exit, you can see this skid And just in this frosty, as you can see a frosting up there, you don't have those runners going straight. You're just going to bleed speed.
Well, he gets to do it all again tomorrow, and so he can undo some of those errors. Next up for Germany, Felix Kaisinger, 6th fastest starter in the field, came down in 9th place.
Yeah, one of the few sliders in the 50s.
Now, his start draw was only 17, and so that will have mitigated against some of his normal speed. 4:56. He's got the lowest start draw of the top 10 finishers.
And he's tied the fastest start from that first heat, and he's 400s behind Austin Florian at the start on that heat. He's got 5,400s lead. So far, he's looking very smooth. 7th fastest speeds. Good, nice and clean, 11 to 12. 12 to 13 looks good. It's a good run right now.
He's been a silver medalist on this track. He does know how to get down here quick. Speed is decent. Exit of 15 is good.
Yeah, nice entrance in the 16.
Should have at least 3/10 over Heraskevich. 50.38. That's a good second run.
Great run by Felix.
Over 4/10 quicker than his best
And he
in the
knows
first
it.
heat. Yeah.
I love how fired up he gets. He's just so excited. And he knows that was a good run. Right there, just a slight toe on the exit. But everywhere we saw him on that run, he was nice and clean. Look at that right there. Very nice.
And when it's good, it feels smooth. You're not fighting the sled. Everything's flowing.
Yeah, that's a great run by Felix. Putting the pressure on the top 7 sliders.
John Daly still got him beaten for hair, but that's a good run. All right, 7 to go, and it really does pile on the pressure because 8 to go because we've got a tie for 7th. They're only a 10th in front, Sammy Meyer and Chen Wen Hao. And on this track, a 10th is not a big deal.
Yeah, Sammy's looking to improve on that 4.80 start from the first heat.
Yeah, 22nd fastest getaway. Not normally where you find him. He's much more likely to be close to a top 10 start.
This looks better.
4.80. Yeah. Okay, maybe that's just the way it is on this track.
A little tap going into 4, but in the transition 5 to 6, not ideal. Let's see if he can build it here. 10 to 11. 4th fastest speed.
I should start seeing him pick a couple off. Again, a little wild though.
A little bit. He takes a tap there. Ooh, another tap.
Yeah. Below 10, the speed has gone away, and he's in free fall now.
Yeah, 3 kilometers behind the fastest guy.
Behind Axel Jung, only the 12th fastest run, 51.03.
And actually slower than his first run.
Yeah. I think he is the first athlete who
is the
has gone.
first.
Oh, no, actually,
second.
Rasmus Johansson was, yeah. And similar runs from both of them. This field is so tightly packed, the track is so short that it doesn't take much to give a lot of speed away.
Yeah, we saw Felix come down in between these guys, and or just before him, and you can see the skid there.
Yeah.
Skidding on the frosty ice as it's frosting up. And we can see right here, skid and then a tap. Just.
And you can clearly see the runner marks, and that's through, I mean, a lot of frost on the track now.
He knows it.
Yeah. And if you make mistakes, they're punished twice as much as they normally would be. So 7 still to go. Chen Wen Hao set the time that Sammy Meyer tied. So Meyer goes first, Chen next up. And his advantage over Felix Kaisinger also 1/10 of a second. Now, not much to choose between them. He was just 200 slower than Kaisi in the first start. So he needs to pick up a bit at the start as well.
So he's got there 59. So he makes it up.
Yep. And a couple of hundreds quicker, but still 700s in front as they go through the first timing beam.
So he's tied right there. Decent top of the track so far. A little long, 8 and 9.
Whoa.
Oh, 18th fastest speed and a skid.
Yeah.
He's going to fall back quite a few spots.
Giving all his speed away.
Yeah, you can see it just dropping right there. 3/10, takes those taps, 19th fastest speed. He's 4 kilometers down. And like you said, Martin, the speed that you lose on this frosty track is amazing.
Yeah. 16th fastest run. He's only the 19th sled down. And if you get sideways, as we talked about in the first heat, when the frost is on the track like it is now, it's like pulling the ripcord, the parachute just stops you. It's not that it slows you down a bit.
Yeah, and even in the corners, as you try to steer down, it's not ideal.
And you're off the bit that everybody else has been on, so it's not as polished. The frost is even more sticky and grippy.
Yeah.
It's that Dumb and Dumber thing. Don't lick the pole on the ski lift. There's a reason for that. Frost is sticky.
Yes.
And it's the same thing. All right, 6 to go. And the pressure for perfection has not been tougher in this second heat. Marcus Wyatt, 9/10 off the lead. And his advantage over Felix Kaisinger is 11 hundredths of a second. Now, we know that he's got a good start, and he's had 2 silvers and a gold in the last 3 races here. So we know he knows how to get down the track.
That looked good. Good load. 57.
Yep, 100th quicker than his first heat.
And Marcus has quite a few runs here in Sigulda, Latvia. And it's showing right there. He looks really nice and smooth. 800ths in the lead. See if he can thread this labyrinth. Looks really nice. 1300ths, 3rd fastest speed. He's keeping everything going straight. A little offline there.
Yeah, skid there.
1300ths, and he's clean down into 15.
Speed's not great. Should be enough if he's clean through 16. Lets the sled have its head and across the line.
Single digits.
Yeah, yeah. Even near perfection is barely enough now to hold your speed.
He's going to be happy with that run, though, because with the slight mistakes that he made, he was able to still carry that speed at the bottom. And that's what Martin's telling him right now. Is
always so
a little bit
much,
here and there.
So much positivity from Martin Stukors.
Yeah.
That was great. This bit was great because Marcus would just be focusing on the mistakes.
Yep.
He says, head up there. He's just trying to hold the line at the end.
You see right there. That's where he was offline. Other than that, it was a very good run.
Yeah. And again, no problem coming out of 14. Just relaxed and allow the sled to...
You can see his body just moving nice and relaxed on that sled.
Yeah, he's thinking of that skid. Has that robbed him of a chance of a medal? Well, who knows? What about Emil Sindriksson? What's going through his mind at the moment? Home ice, really desperate to prove himself. 5th in the first heat, off a pretty okay start draw. But now... can he calm down and just treat it like a training run? Or is he going to be trying to push even more speed and maybe aim for a medal?
That's a good load. He looks relaxed.
4.70. Okay, so 500 slower. Maybe just making sure there were no dramas at the start.
Yeah, if he can put down a nice heat like he did the first heat, he should be in the mix. 4th place right now, heading down into 10.
It's his home ice. He knows how to deal with pressure. You don't accidentally become the youth Olympic champion. But it's not going quite as well as he'd hoped.
Yeah, that transition was a little rough right there.
And a long skid all the way down to 15.
Yeah, keep his head down. Just try to stay in the top 10.
He's trying to bring it back across the line at 9th place. And all came a little bit unraveled.
Yeah, he's pressing a little bit too hard, trying to get that great result, and you know, a little bit behind at the start, so he might have been just trying just a little bit too hard to get that result. But great result for this kid.
Yeah.
You know, on a very star-studded World Cup field.
World Cup rookie this season. His 2 previous races in Cortina and Lillehammer had identical results. He was 23rd in each of them, and he is currently 9th with 4 to go. So he's improved on his personal best by at least 10 spots.
That's great.
Yes, it is. And it's that internal pressure that he will learn to deal with gradually as the seasons progress.
And building into tomorrow's race as well.
Yeah. Next up for China, in 4th place, Chu Haifeng. Now he was 1400s away from silver, and with a slender advantage on this track ahead of Marcus Wyatt of just 11 hundredths of a second.
Yeah, 4:63 start on the first heat. He's looking to improve on that.
He'll give away a few hundreds to Wyatt. Wyatt started 4:57 and Chu 4:65, so 8 hundredths of a second slower. And that wipes out almost all the first heat advantage. So now it's effectively a dead heat, but he's got a little less speed to deal with early on.
Yeah, and he was first off that first heat, so he had the best ice. Now he's dealing with ice that's a little bit frosted over.
How different must it feel?
Ooh, tap there. He's going to be late. Yep. Hard transition into 14. Skid.
And watch the numbers click
just
over.
Bleeding the speed.
Ah.
He's going to fall way back here.
Here's our 20-second slider. He is the slowest man on ice at the bottom of the track. And plunges 13 spots.
He's a second slower.
That is the slowest run. And again, there's the jeopardy. When the track is frosty, anything, even breathing in the wrong place is going to slow you down.
Yeah, and he got offline and just could not recover. You can see right there how high he is in 12. And he comes down into 13 and takes that hit and just...
Boy, that's going to bruise,
boom.
isn't it?
Yeah, it just sets you offline. See how late he goes in. He's got to correct it there, and he's got to make a big steer at the exit as well. And coming off of 14, you see the nose of the sled gets off on the wrong angle and skids all the way down into 15. And by this point, he's already bled all the speed.
Yeah. All right, 3 to go, and Marcus Wyatt, Felix Kaisinger, and Vladislav Heraskevich are our top 3. Now, so what about the Korean Jung Seung-gi? 10th fastest start, 4:64, and came down 3rd fastest. He has been driving so well this season.
Yeah, Seung-gi's had some good starts, 68. So he's a little bit off.
Again, I wouldn't mind betting that the start area is getting really quite sticky.
Yeah, it seems like it. A little tap. So he's even right now with Marcus, and he's falling behind through the labyrinth.
He was 2,500s ahead of Marcus Wyatt, only the 16th best speed. There's no coming back from this.
Oh, and he took a tap again, like the last slider.
Yeah. We say tap, he's doing 65 miles an hour and hitting a solid ice wall. That's more like a hockey tap.
Yes.
2,900s back in free fall. He's going to drop out of the top 10 potentially. 3-way tie for 7th with Lin Chin Wei and Mattia Gaspari. And a coach who's not thrilled for him.
Yeah, you could just see though, you get offline here a little bit on the frosty track and you're going to fall back. Each little mistake compounds all the way down the run.
Marcus Wyatt.
Yeah, you can see how high and late he is there. And then just Oh, pushes him late. Makes a good recovery in that first part, but he's just driving too hard. And then going uphill, making some corrections.
Yep. The track is a very different beast. 2 to go. Yin Cheng, our winner 2 years ago, our bronze medalist last year, 10th at the start, 2nd at the bottom. And his advantage over Marcus Wyatt is 25 hundredths of a second.
He needs a good start here.
Wyatt started 57, 61. That's quicker than his first heat by 300ths. That should give him getting on for a 10th of an improvement at the bottom.
He's just got to be clean here through these corners, these upper corners. So far, so good. He's got 17 hundredths of a lead. And really needs to thread that labyrinth, and he's kind of taking the long way around. Only the 20th fastest speed, and I got a feel that he's going to fall behind here on this run.
This is the only track he's had 2 World Cup medals on, a gold and a bronze, but he's behind the 8 ball already.
9th fastest speed.
But steering into 15.
Yeah.
And that's going to take the speed away. 2nd at the line, 3rd at the line, 3rd at the line, 900ths back. Marcus Wyatt will have at least a silver medal.
And that actually puts Felix into the medals.
Yep.
Felix had an excellent second run.
Yeah. Felix Kaiser in 2nd, Yin Cheng in 3rd with 1 to go. Vladislav Heraskevich in 4th place.
Yeah, I can see here tapping that toe as he comes out in the 12, in the 13. Not bad right there, but he just made a couple errors on the run, and it just, again, track's frosting up, you're 24th off.
Well, he may yet get a medal because this track is now not just requesting but demanding perfection if you want to keep any speed alive. Final slider, wearing the yellow jersey of our World Cup points leader, Matt Weston. Gold in Cortina, gold in Lillehammer.
Yeah, Matt just needs to match that first heat start, that 4:56.
Yep. Started the season with an injury, was jogging off in Cortina, a little more in Lillehammer. Still not going, I think, 100%. 4.60, that's enough.
Yep.
65 hundredths ahead of Yin Cheng after the first heat. 9/10 lead over Marcus Wyatt.
And right here you can see why it's the best in the world. Just really smooth in the upper half of the corners.
So easy to say, you just need to relax into it when you're doing 50, 60, 70 miles an hour head first.
He was late into 12. Let's see what it cost him. He's still got 78 hundredths.
Big speed.
6th fastest speed, but he's got enough in the bank from the first heat to...
He's going to race away by over 0.8 of a second, 50.54. A great run from Matt Weston. And for the 2nd race in a row, it's gold for Weston and silver for Wyatt.
A great finish by the British program. Of course, coached by Martin Stukers and Matthias Guggenberger.
And a big shout out for Felix Kaisinger. I didn't go and look when his last World Cup medal was. He takes the bronze. I think it's been a while.
Yeah, I have to say that was the run of the day, actually. Yeah. Just an excellent run by Felix Kaisinger.
Well, there's Matty's mum and dad.
And to see Vladislav Heraskevich move up into 5th place, amazing.
That's his best ever World Cup result on this track, Vlad, and his 2nd best in any World Cup race. And Matt Weston takes his 2nd win on this track, won 3 years ago. And then
Matt's rocking that nice paint job on that helmet, and just excellent. Excellent finish by him.
Yeah. built himself a big lead in the first heat and did not give it away. All right, so day one is done. Kaisinger offers his congratulations, and day two to come tomorrow. But Matt Weston, Marcus White, Felix Kaisinger, your podium ahead of Yin Ching. A personal best here for Vladislav Heraskevich and Amadeo Banyas.
Awesome.
A run to sixth place. Yes, starting to find a little bit of confidence. And Christopher Grote here from way back in the boonies, 16th place. That won't hurt his World Cup standings. And all of that goes into who the team select to go to the games and where you start. Last World Cup medal, by the way, for Felix Kaisinger, Innsbruck in the 23-24 season, he got a bronze. Before that, it was 2021. So it's been a while. Welcome back to the podium, Kaisi. Well, there you go. That is the first day's action. Matt Weston leads the World Cup rankings from Yin Ching and Sammy Meyer. Axel Jung, Jung Seung-gui and Marcus White, the top half dozen. Kaisinger vaults onto page one with that bronze medal. That's nothing like a big point score to do you a world of good. And again, looking for his teammate Christopher Grote here in the top 20 now in the World Cup standings. But in the overall IBSF standings, all athletes still way behind. I think he's still probably maybe the 5th best placed German slider. Are you going to be the coach that doesn't send the Olympic champion to the games? That ain't me. All right, they'll be back tomorrow. The women race this afternoon. Join me and Tuffy at 1400 local, midday GMT. That's 0700 Eastern. We'll see you there on the final Friday before Christmas.